If you're planning a move to Dallas-Fort Worth, you've probably come across both Garland and Balch Springs. And the CH in Balch Springs is silent, by the way, so you kind of have to roll the two words together. So if you pronounce the CH, the locals here will know that you're really not from here, so you want to make sure that you don't pronounce the CH on the Balch Springs. In this video, we'll talk about Dead Man's Curve and what it actually did for traffic in the area, locations for the cities, affordability, and more. These two cities are on the east side of Dallas, and they both offer more affordable homes than many parts of the Metroplex, and they both provide relatively quick access to downtown Dallas. But once you start looking a little closer, you'll realize they are actually very different. One offers more shopping, entertainment, employment opportunities, and amenities, and the other gives buyers one of the best values you'll find this close to Dallas. So which city is actually the better place to live? That's exactly what we're going to answer today as we compare Garland and Balch Springs side by side to help you decide which one fits your lifestyle, your commute, and your budget. And make sure you stick around to the end, because one of the cities has a hidden cost that surprises a lot of relocation buyers. If we're just meeting for the first time, my name is Cameron and I'm a Dallas realtor. And on this channel, I help people that are looking to relocate to North Texas understand what it's really like to live in the different cities in and around DFW. I've lived in Dallas my whole life. And if this type of information is something that you're looking for, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we post new videos like this all the time. And we love to be able to see what your experience is in the Dallas market. Now let's get right into it. So let's start with the location, because it is one of the biggest reasons why buyers consider both of these cities. Garland is northeast of Dallas, and depending on traffic, you're usually about 25 to 30 minutes from downtown, around 40 minutes to DFW Airport, and roughly an hour from downtown Fort Worth. And then you also have, you're about 35 or 30 minutes from Dallas Love Field Airport. It's almost better to use Dallas Love Field Airport as your primary airport. If you're traveling a lot, it's the home of Southwest Airlines, so you have plenty of flight options, and it will cut down tremendously on your commute instead of going all the way to Dallas-Fort Worth International. Garland has excellent highway access to 635, I-30, and the George Bush Turnpike, making it really easy to reach from just about anywhere in DFW. Balch Springs is located just south of Garland and offers, quick access to 175, I-20, and 635. And if you're commuting into downtown Dallas, you're generally looking at about 20 to 25 minutes, and it's about an hour to downtown Fort Worth. One thing that has made Balch Springs even more attractive in recent years is the completion of the SM Wright project. And if you lived around Dallas for a while, you probably remember the infamous Dead Man's Curve going through that area when I was younger. And this is one of those old interchanges where 175 highway meets 45 and the former SM Wright freeway on the south side of downtown Dallas. It's really crazy to think about it now, but drivers coming in from Balch Springs and Mesquite had to go through this sharp, almost 90-degree turn on the freeway, that kind of really became notorious for crashes and heavy congestion, and it will really back up the people that were coming from the south end of Dallas trying to get into downtown. And it really was a logistical nightmare, and DOT finally rebuilt the whole area, removed the curve, and for people commuting from Balch Springs into Dallas, is now a smoother, safer, much more efficient drive than it was several years ago. And because Garland offers more highway options throughout the Metroplex, I'm gonna give Garland this category a slight edge as far as the traffic is concerned. It just has a ton of options that you can choose from. Now let's talk about money. This is where Balch Springs really does shine. If your number one priority is getting the most house for your budget, Balch Springs is one of the best places anywhere near Dallas. Home prices are generally lower than Garland, making it especially attractive for first-time home buyers and anybody that wants to stay close to the city without having to pay inner-city Dallas prices. Garland is still considered affordable for DFW standards, especially when compared to Richardson, Plano, and Dallas itself, and you'll usually pay a little more for a similar home. There are several builders that are building in Balch Springs: Bloomfield, Impression Homes. They're all on the southeast side of Balch Springs, and they're building like crazy. So remember, it's only about 20 minutes-ish from downtown, and now that 175 is redone, it's a great location and getting you into downtown rather quickly. Let's talk about employment. Garland kind of has the edge here. Unlike many suburbs where nearly everyone commutes to work, Garland has one of the largest employment bases for east of the Metroplex. The city is home to several major manufacturing, healthcare, technology companies, and that means that residents really can live and work in the same city if you're in those fields. And Balch Springs has some local businesses and employers, but mainly you're going to be commuting to Dallas, Garland, Mesquite, and other suburbs in order to work outside of the city. Now, with regard to amenities and things to do, I would give Garland the edge as far as amenities are concerned. It has a much larger selection of parks, recreational centers, walking trails, restaurants, things like that. And especially on the north side of Garland near Firewheel Mall. Firewheel is an outdoor mall and it's one of Garland's biggest attractions, which brings shopping, dining, entertaining, seasonal events. It brings all of that together all in one place. And then also downtown Garland has also continued investment in rehab. Balch Springs has parks and community spaces, but many residents head to Garland, Mesquite, or Dallas when they're looking for shopping. So if amenities are important to you, then Garland offers considerably more. Now let's talk about one of the biggest complaints in both cities, and that's the traffic. And it seems like a broken record. I talk about traffic on almost every single video, and you really can't get away from it in any part of the Metroplex, to be honest. Garland's biggest challenge is that although it has excellent freeway access, getting from one side of town to the other means that you have to stop at a bunch of traffic lights, and Highway 78, Garland Road, and parts of 635 can be heavily congested during rush hour. Balch Springs deals more with commuter traffic, and you won't have nearly as many stoplights to deal with, but neither city really completely escapes the traffic. So I call this one a draw. If you're going to which one has the worst traffic or which one has the better traffic, you're really just gonna have to deal with it and figure out which one is gonna be the best for you and your lifestyle and your commuting lifestyle. So let's talk about the property taxes. Texas doesn't have a state income tax, but property taxes tend to be higher than what many people moving from other states are used to. So both Garland and Balch Springs have relatively high property taxes compared to many nearby communities. Balch Springs balances that with lower home prices though, and Garland balances it with stronger amenity. In Balch Springs you have lower home prices, in Garland you have more amenities to choose from, as well as employment opportunities, city services, things like that. The important thing isn't just looking at the listing price of the home, it's understanding your total monthly payment, including taxes and insurance. And that's why we always suggest, if you're going to purchase a home here, ask your lender for a loan estimate before you sign the contract and submit the offer. You need to understand the full financial picture, the full financial profile of what that home looks like before you're moving forward with it. And this is always a topic that comes up during relocation consultations that I have. As a realtor, there are legal limitations that I have on recommending neighborhoods based on crime. So I always encourage buyers to do their own research using independent crime mapping tools. You can visit neighborhoods at different times of the day and determine what feels right for you. You can also visit bestneighborhood.org, and that'll help you kind of know a little bit more about the demographic information. Garland is a much larger city and has a wide variety of different types of neighborhoods with different characteristics. So no matter which city you're considering, spend some time exploring the neighborhood yourself. If your priority is buying the most affordable home possible while staying close to downtown Dallas, then Balch Springs deserves a serious look. The lower home prices, along with the reduced commute into downtown, make it a strong option for buyers. And also the new construction options give it more appeal. They're building quite a few new construction options there. You really do have a lot to choose from. And if you're looking for more shopping, restaurants, and parks, Garland is probably gonna be the better fit. Neither city is perfect, but they appeal to different buyers and different family types. So if you're relocating to the Dallas area, the better choice really comes down to your priorities. If you've had to choose one, would you pick Garland or would you pick Balch Springs? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're thinking about making a move to Dallas, my team and I, we help people like you relocate to Dallas every single week. And so I'd love to jump on a phone call with you or schedule a strategy call. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.